Listen carefully. If I lost everything today, I mean everything, no savings, no assets, no safety net, and you told me I had just 5 years to become a millionaire again, I wouldn't panic. But I also wouldn't follow most of the financial advice you see online. No. I'd do something very different, something most people ignore. And that's exactly why most people stay stuck. Let me walk you through it like I'm sitting right in front of you. The first thing I'd do, I wouldn't start cutting coffee or canceling Netflix. I wouldn't obsess over saving small amounts of money. I'd go straight for the real lever, income. Because you don't become a millionaire in 5 years by saving pennies. You do it by earning more. So I'd ask myself some honest questions. What am I actually good at? What skills do I already have? And more importantly, what can I become great at? Fast. Then I'd go all in. No distractions, no excuses. I'd work long hours if I had to, 60, maybe even 70 hours a week. Not forever, just long enough to build momentum. Because in this game, speed matters. And income is the engine that drives everything. Now here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your biggest problem usually isn't your income. It's what you're spending just to survive. For most people, that's housing, rent, mortgage, bills. So I'd make a tough decision. I'd ask myself, can I share my space? Can I rent a room? Can I temporarily live with someone to cut my costs? Yeah, it's uncomfortable. But let me ask you something. Do you want comfort or do you want freedom? Because those two don't always come together. If I cut my housing cost in half, I instantly free up thousands every year. And those thousands, they become fuel. Fuel for investing, fuel for growth, fuel for moving faster than everyone else. Once income is up and expenses are under control, then it's time to build wealth. And I wouldn't play small. Forget investing 3% or 5%. I'd aim for 30% or more of my income going into investments. Yes, that sounds aggressive, and it is. But remember the goal, millionaire in 5 years. This isn't a slow walk. This is a sprint. Because eventually, your money has to start working harder than you do. And that only happens when you give it enough to work with. Now this next part might be uncomfortable, but it's real. I'd upgrade my circle immediately. Because if the people around you are comfortable being average, not growing, not pushing themselves, then slowly, without realizing it, you become the same. So I'd change my environment, not because I hate anyone, but because I respect my future. I'd surround myself with people who think bigger, move faster, and expect more out of life. Because growth is contagious, and so is mediocrity. Now here's where a lot of people mess up. They try to get fancy with investing. They chase trends. They jump into hype. They look for shortcuts. I wouldn't do any of that. I'd keep it simple. Stocks, index funds, ETFs, maybe some smart real estate. That's it. No gambling, no chasing quick wins. Because wealth isn't built on luck, it's built on consistency. And consistency isn't exciting, but it works. Now listen, this next part might sound boring, but it's powerful. I'd track every single dollar. I'd know what's coming in. I'd know what's going out. And I'd know exactly where my money is going. Because if you don't control your money, it controls you. Most people say, I don't know where my money went. That would never be me. Every dollar would have a purpose. Now here's something else. Life doesn't care about your plans. Things will break. Problems will show up. Emergencies will happen. So I'd build a safety net. Even a few $1,000s saved can make a massive difference. Because without it, every unexpected problem pushes you backwards. And you can't build wealth if you're constantly starting over. Now let's talk about something that quietly destroys progress. Bad debt. I'd eliminate anything that's working against me, because bad debt doesn't just sit there, it grows every single day. Interest is money you're paying for your past, and you can't build your future while paying for old decisions. So I'd attack it, relentlessly. Now here's something most people underestimate: automation. Because discipline fades, motivation disappears, life gets busy. So I'd remove decision-making wherever possible. Investments, automatic. Savings, automatic. Bills, automatic. Because when things run automatically, they actually get done. No excuses, no delays. And finally, I wouldn't rely on feelings. I wouldn't just try my best. I'd build a system, something structured, something repeatable. I'd write down my goals, my plan, and my daily actions. And I'd put them everywhere: my phone, my wall, my workspace. Because reminders matter. Clarity creates focus, and focus creates results. Now let me tell you something most people won't admit. None of this works without structure. You can earn more, save more, invest more, but if your money is chaotic, your results will be chaotic too. Look, becoming a millionaire in 5 years is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It requires discipline. It demands sacrifice. But it is possible. If you stop chasing comfort, if you stop playing small, if you start moving with intention, because at the end of the day, the difference between people who make it and people who don't isn't knowledge, it's execution. So ask yourself honestly, are you ready to do what it actually takes? Or are you going to keep doing what's easy?